Hi everybody, welcome to Jin's Wall Street News. According to the S&P Global US Services Purchasing Managers Index, fell from 52.9 in January to 51 in February, revised up from the preliminary estimate of 49.7. The U.S. Census Bureau reported Wednesday that new orders for manufactured goods increased 1.7% in January from a month ago. The Beige Book released by the Federal Reserve System on Wednesday said, quote, overall economic activity rose slightly since mid-January. 10-year Treasury yield rises to 4.32% as investors look at the U.S. economy not as bad as previously reported. For the U.S. stocks, S&P 500 rose 1.12% and the Nasdaq Composite gained 1.46% Wednesday. Tom Lee, the head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors, had an interview with CNBC on Wednesday saying, quote, I think it's very possible that March, April, and May could actually be like one of the huge rally months, unquote. According to the S&P Global US Services Purchasing Managers Index, fell from 52.9 in January to 51 in February, revised up from the preliminary estimate of 49.7. Chris Williamson, chief business economist at the S&P Global, said, quote, the final PMI is an improvement on the earlier flash reading, but still paints a worryingly weak picture of service sector business conditions compared to the buoyancy recorded late last year, unquote. The U.S. Census Bureau reported Wednesday that new orders for manufactured goods increased 1.7% from $580.2 billion in December to $589.9 billion in January, up 3.2% from $571.7 billion in January last year. It seems like new orders for manufactured goods already bottomed in June last year. The Beige Book, released by the Federal Reserve System on Wednesday, said, quote, overall economic activity rose slightly since mid-January. 6 districts reported no change, 4 reported modest or moderate growth, and 2 noted slight contractions. Consumer spending was lower on balance, with reports of solid demand for essential goods mixed with increased price sensitivity for discretionary items, particularly among lower-income shoppers. Employment notched slightly higher on balance, with 4 districts reporting a slight increase, 7 reporting no change, and 1 reporting a slight decline. Prices increased moderately in most districts, but several districts reported an uptick in the pace of increase relative to the previous reporting period. Input price pressures were generally greater than sales price pressures, particularly in manufacturing and construction. 10-year Treasury yield moved up as the S&P Global Services PMI came in stronger than previously estimated, and the ISM Services PMI unexpectedly increased to 53.5 in February, above expectations. Then it rises further as investors look at the U.S. economy not as bad as they previously thought, after the Beige Book said, quote, overall economic activity rose slightly since mid-January. For the U.S. stocks, S&P 500 rose 1.12% and the Dow Jones Industrial Average added 1.14%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq gained 1.46%. Most of the big tech stocks gained Wednesday, except for Apple losing 0.08%. Most of the US chip stocks also rose as new orders for manufactured goods increased 1.7% in January, and it seems like they already bottomed in the middle of last year. Tom Lee, the head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors, had an interview with CNBC on Wednesday saying, quote, "I'm optimistic. Now we are seeing a big price correction, a decline in sentiment, and then today we got a bad ADP jobs report and the market's actually up. We are actually rising on bad news, which is a good sign that a lot of bad news is priced in." I think it's very possible that March, April, and May could actually be like one of these huge rally months where we are rallying 10-15%. I agree with him on the US stock market in the near term. Okay, this is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.